There's this viral video of Drag Race legends Pangina and Plastique Tiara gagging over a Filipino drag performance. Pan was on the verge of tears, all because this Pinoy drag diva is singing Minnie Riperton's Loving You live.
What the fuck is your PayPal?
The thing is, Filipino drag queens are just built differently. Yes, they flip. They dip. They perform the house down boots, mama. But they do way more than that.
I told you!
Contrary to what many people think, it's not this current era of drag that has brought drag to the Philippines. If you dig deep enough, drag has been part of Filipino performance since the 1900s. It was often an element of the Filipino vaudeville, as well as the oldest genre of formal theater in the Philippines, comedia. If you want a small peek into this historical Filipino drag, we did a breakdown of the Filipino film Marcova about a drag performer back during World War II. Now, this history of drag in the Philippines has evolved over the years to become this patch of the queer culture that is celebrated in comedy bars and gay beauty pageants. So I guess unlike maybe Western drag as we know it today, Filipino drag is really very community driven, not just within the queer circle, but really in the service of a wider Filipino audience. It's in the communities, it's in our barangays. We've actually touched on this also in a previous video about differences between Filipino drag and Western drag. So today, I would say that modern Filipino drag is this very communal and social experience. Not to say that it's not celebratory of queer identities, but it's really a way for queer entertainers to be able to open up to a lot more people who wouldn't understand queer people otherwise. In many rural towns, for example, drag pageants are one of the very few opportunities for queer performers and queer people to be somewhat accepted. But this acceptance is conditional. Queer performers in general are embraced primarily for their talent, not necessarily who they truly are. Like, the realistic but also sad way to put this is that their presence is tolerated because of their spectacle, their ability to have performances that captivates audiences. And I believe that this might be where the concept of Pasabog comes in.
This is what you call a drag show in the Philippines.
Pasabog is this idea that in every performance there has to be something that's shocking or death-defying or just attention-grabbing so that audiences will actually invest their time and attention. Like, it's this unwritten requirement that in order to break through, drag performers or queer performers in general just need to have performances that are visually and energetically explosive. And for some reason, I feel like this is rooted in this feeling that we need to win over people who might otherwise be repelled by the presence of queer talent. So it's like jaw-dropping choreography or like really, really funny camp performances. Stunts, props, whatever it may be. So as problematic as it may be to pander to these audiences, this strategy has served as a way to draw attention to queer talent and over time humanize queer people to those who would, in another universe, be very unsupportive and even hateful. By dazzling with these pasabog, gag-worthy performances, performers find a way to slowly shift the people's perception about queerness. And I believe that this really is why I think Filipino drag queens are built different. Now, as this brand of drag slowly inched its way into Philippine media, it has also evolved from dance to music to everything entertainment.
Gemma, and I thank you.
Now, although it reflects the reality of performing for an audience that doesn't fully accept them, this kind of strategy of over-the-top entertainment has really allowed LGBTQ performers and talents to carve out a space in Philippine culture.
I just wanna be myself and I want you to love me for who I am.
So as weird as this approach is, it really is making queer presence more visible and to a certain extent powerful. Looking at the brighter side of things, drag today is getting recognition as a legitimate form of art all over the world. And because Filipino drag is not just about talent or self-expression, it's also now, with this new wave of drag, about survival and representation. Because the Philippines is still a society that struggles with LGBTQ+ equality. With very limited progress in our legislation, the thing is, drag remains to be one of the few opportunities for queers here in the Philippines to assert their presence and gain equality in Philippine society. I think inadvertently, because of this, queer performers, and today, drag queens, because they are of the moment, they're now kind of ambassadors, whether they like it or not. What I'm really happy about is there are so many queer Filipinos today that are getting recognized for their talent here in the Philippines and all over the world, proving that there is indeed progress that is happening. And how I wish that this shouldn't be the case, right? We don't have to prove anything to be accepted. We really don't. But I do think that it is helpful for us to keep fighting for what we deserve in terms of legislation in every platform that we can. Because, and this has been the battle cry since drag hit the mainstream, drag is a protest. So as the fight for equal rights continues, drag and queer performances will remain to be a key part of Philippine culture. And my hope is that this push that is happening reminds Filipinos that queer people belong in every space, not just as entertainers, but as full, equal participants in the country's social and cultural fabric. And that is why Filipino drag queens are built different, because there is more to our performances than just to gag audiences. Queer performances, especially today's drag queens, want to change things. They want to make a statement and they want to take space. Now, does Pangina know the history of this? Is that why that performance got to her? Maybe yes, maybe no. But Pangina and Plastique are Southeast Asian queer performers themselves, so they're very familiar with the challenges. So this is probably why this live singing drag queen, with all her passion and her talent, made them so emotional. And we get it, Pangina. We get it. So here's another one of our powerful videos about drag and the Filipino queer experience, so we hope you loved it. My name is Momo, asking you to show us some love if you appreciate this video. And I'm here to remind you that we still have a lot of pop culture and drag content on this channel, so if you don't want to miss any of them, please subscribe to SISNE Pop. We love the support you have shown us over these many months, and we hope you keep giving us some more. So we'll see you in the next video. See you next time. Bye.